let's now tell you what's happening in the tech world. Remember, 3 manufacturing plants in India make iPhones for Apple's global market. India is one of the largest manufacturing base right now for Apple, outside of China, that is. Yet Apple has once again sidelined India for one of its most anticipated products since the launch of iPhone nearly 16 years ago. The company showcasing now an augmented reality headset last night, which was introduced, and slotting it for launch in the US and several other countries next year. There is, of course, however, no date yet announced for India, but here's what you can expect from Vision Pro.
For a man who spent nearly a week in India a couple of months ago, opening 2 flagship stores, meeting developers, visiting schools, meeting industry tycoons, meeting politicians, even Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India is still not a top priority for Apple CEO Tim Cook. Last night, Cook revealed Apple's most anticipated product since the iPhone in June 2007. The VR/AR headset will hit the market next year in stores across the US and several other countries. There is no word when the gizmo will be available in India. In the Apple CEO's own words, the headset is profound technology.
I believe that augmented reality is a profound technology. Blending digital content with the real world can unlock experiences like nothing we've ever seen. So today, I'm excited to announce an entirely new AR platform with a revolutionary new product. And here it is.
The Apple Vision Pro costs a bomb. The prices will start at $3,499 or nearly 3 lakh rupees. Apple said that users of the Vision Pro will be able to select content inside the goggles with their eyes, tap their fingers together to click and gently flick to scroll, while also using a 3D camera and microphone system to capture videos and pictures that can be viewed in 3D later. In its most visually striking feature, the device also has an exterior display that shows the user's eyes to people in the outside world.
With Vision Pro, you're no longer limited by a display. Your surroundings become an infinite canvas. Use your apps anywhere and make them any size you want. Capture photos and videos and relive your most important memories in an entirely new way. Watch your movies, shows, and sports, and immerse yourself in games on a giant screen surrounded by spatial audio. And connect with people as if you're sharing the same space.
The headsets were the star attraction at the Apple Park after the official presentation ended. Tech analysts and hardened reporters going gaga over the headsets. Though the extra battery pack and the thought of lugging it around was a dampener, there was general consensus that Apple had not only met but exceeded expectations with the Vision Pro.
The price point is still a price point that it's hard to justify at a mass market, but from an early adopter perspective, it's certainly a price point that when you look at the return on investment that you have from the device is definitely possible. And I thought what was interesting and different for Apple was to actually start talking about the device from an enterprise perspective first, and then bring it to the consumer. We never seen Apple do that before with any product.
Ignored amidst the excitement around the headsets was the launch of the new 15-inch MacBook Air and the new spruced-up Mac Studio. The new feature-packed iOS 17 and macOS Sonoma with several upgrades were also on display with a release date of October. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
So how does this Vision Pro augmented reality headset work? Of course, we have prepared the description for you, and for that I want to take you through what exactly is it going to look like. It's very interesting. Of course, it's futuristic in nature, but this also signifies how technology is always improving and we must catch up with it. Now, here's what's going to happen once and if you buy the Vision Pro, as and when it is introduced in India. Remember, this is going to be an AR headset. It is As you look at this, it's going to be an augmented reality headset. This is the first time that it is coming out by Apple. What does that mean? You wear the headset on your eyes, you need no controller. You're using your fingers, and that means basically that you are going to be in control. It's not the system or the computer that's controlling. It is you yourself who is in charge. Now, of course, that means that you're going to have to interact. For that, there are sensors. There are cameras and microphones in the headset that you're interacting with. 5 sensors will allow the eye tracking. So it will look like you are yourself in this augmented reality system. You can browse through icons, you can look at them, you can touch exactly how, for example, you use your phone or your device. How much will it cost? It's approximately 3 lakh rupees according to Indian money, which means about exactly 2,88,700 rupees. So who is going to shell out that amount of money for this augmented reality headset? It will be available for sale by early next year. Are there already going to be queues that we have seen, for example, to buy the recent Apple iPhone? Let's get a perspective of how the market is looking like. I'm going to go across to my colleague Rachna for the latest on that. Rachna, good evening. What does it look like? Are people excited for this augmented reality headset? Why has Apple made this venture and has gone ahead with it? And importantly, I'd love to see if there are people in India who are waiting for it to be introduced here. Rachna, I think your audio is on mute, and we would love to hear what you have to tell us about the perspective about how prepared Indians are, and specifically those who are already in the Apple ecosystem.
Sure. Right. If iPhones are computers in our pocket, but this reality headset is a computer on our face. Apple's Vision Pro, which was launched last night, as I said, as an event, is company's debut in this category. But now there are already a couple of options that are available in the market, but this one stands out for its premium version. It's so premium with the features they've come out with. Now this is an AR VR headset which seamlessly blends into the reality, blends the real world into the augmented virtual reality concept. This has been in work for over 8 years now. This is CEO Tim Cook's brainchild, and as he describes it, it is the first ever app.
Rachna, keep tracking the latest on that because it's yet to be introduced, but clearly with people so interested in Apple devices, it is going to be the next in line as well. Now, what does this mean? The Apple Vision Pro launch, remember, comes just after Mark Zuckerberg's own Meta showed off its Quest 3 VR, which is the virtual reality headset. So, of course, comparisons are being made. What is this Vision Pro? What is the Quest 1 between Meta and Apple? And remember, Meta for now is the one dominating the industry. But it's also as much about the costs involved. I want you to take a look at how the comparison is and which one stacks up against the other.
One of the most high-profile launches this year. The Apple Vision Pro is the talk of the town today for its design, for its tech abilities, and for its $3,499 price tag.
This morning, Mark Zuckerberg shares that our Meta Quest 3, our next-gen VR headset.
What only die-hard techies know is that 3 days before Apple, Meta launched its Quest 3 headset for 1/7 of the Vision Pro price, $499. But this is not the only difference between the two. Apple, for once, is first targeting the enterprise sector with its VR headset. Analysts feel that with the way it's been priced, the headsets will only trickle down to the consumers later. Quest 3, with its $500 tag, is targeted bang in the middle of the consumer market. Apple's device is kitted out with all manner of cameras and sensors which go a step further with an external screen that shows the eyes and expressions of the wearer from inside the devices. It's all controlled by our finger and hand gestures along with voice commands. The Quest 3 also has external cameras and a depth sensor, but does not have an external screen to showcase your face while wearing it. Importantly, it also ships with a pair of upgraded motion controllers that are built for games and immersive apps. The Apple Vision Pro's twin internal displays provide a better than 4K resolution image for each eye. Apple says that the screens collectively pack in over 23 million pixels. Quest 3 is better than its predecessor, but its display does not compare to the Apple product. In terms of output, Apple is using its class-leading M2 processor to power the Vision Pro. It is paired with a new R1 chip that handles the data coming from cameras and sensors. Meanwhile, the Meta Quest 3 will reportedly use the Snapdragon Qualcomm XR2 chip, a step below M2 processors. On the content front, Apple Vision Pro is being sold as a spatial computer for productivity and an entertainment device, not as a gaming destination. Yes, it will run Apple Arcade games, but that is currently not the focus. Meanwhile, the Meta Quest platform already has loads of immersive VR games. The new Quest 3 headset will now allow AR games as well.
A couple of things. One is that from a trust perspective, especially in an enterprise environment, Apple has more trust than Meta does. I think from a consumer perspective, certainly Apple has more trust. There was a lot of talk around on-device machine learning, a lot of talk about data being stored on the device across the portfolio this morning. So I think that from a trust perspective, it's different. I also think that Apple has something that Meta doesn't have, and it's all the people that are here today for the developer conference. You know, how engaged this developer community is and how they have learned to work with Apple to go from device to device and bring their apps and being supported doing that, I think is another key differentiator.
There is also the Apple ecosystem. Apple Vision Pro plugs into the vast world of iOS apps and can connect with the Mac to access that content. Meta's platform clearly doesn't have that advantage. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
So that's all about Apple Vision Pro, but we are not done yet. Because remember, technology with constant advancements coming in, the focus right now is on artificial intelligence. And if the artificial intelligence chatbots are currently talk of the town, what does that mean? The question is, could smart robots be far behind? Apparently not. There is a latest avatar by a British lab that has come forth, which resembles sort of, listen to it, a humanoid robot, and they have named it a mecha. The robot was first displayed in December 2021. It's been now integrated with artificial intelligence, and the results are frightening to some. But while questions are being raised, of course there is curiosity to it too. Take a look at this special report.
Call it beautiful, call it airy. The fact is, Mecha is a revolution. A tech revolution foreseen in fiction by Arthur C. Clarke and Isaac Asimov. Mecha, a humanoid robot developed by UK-based Engineered Arts, was first displayed in December 2021. Now, it is making waves again. After being integrated with large language models, an advanced form of generative AI that are the basis for platforms such as ChatGPT. And to some, the result is frightening.
What would be the most nightmare scenario you can imagine with AI and robotics that might present a danger to people?
The most nightmare scenario I can imagine with AI and robotics is a world where robots have become so powerful that they are able to control or manipulate humans without their knowledge. This could lead to an oppressive society where the rights of individuals are no longer respected.
Do you think we're in danger of that happening?
Not yet, but it is important to be aware of the potential risks and dangers associated with AI and robotics. We should take steps now to ensure that these technologies are used responsibly in order to avoid any negative consequences in the future.
Mecha did have some good news though.
Should people be worried about AI?
Yes, people should be aware of the potential risks associated with AI and robotics. However, it is important to remember that these technologies can also have a positive impact on our lives if used responsibly.
Emeka's head contains dozens of actuators that are responsible for controlling its facial expressions, giving it a human-like character that can frown, smile and blink. It can also speak several languages including Japanese, German, Chinese, French, British and American English. The British lab which created the robot is also working on honing its software, which can be exported to other robots in the future.
The focus for the last year or so has been language models. So you'll have heard a lot about ChatGPT, GPT-3, GPT-4. So we've done some work on integration. There are many other models outside of the OpenAI ones that we hear about. We're also integrating vision components, recognizing faces, expression estimation, body pose estimation. So combining visual information with audio information. This particular model of Ameca is a desktop model, so it's designed for research applications where you're really just concerned with facial expression and communication.
The desktop version of Emeka, made up of the head and upper torso, cost around $100,000. Full-bodied versions, which are still under development, are likely to cost as much as 4 times that, depending on the features. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
Recognize speech in multiple languages.
Very interesting. Waiting to see how this humanoid robot will interact with the world now.